there's trading skills to begin with. So one of the things you've got to get good at is actually just the craft of trading itself. So just, the understanding the markets, you've got to kind of be able to analyze, you've got to be able to kind of find opportunities, you've got to be able to manage your risk and your money. So there's kind of the trading component piece, the craft piece, and then there's the mind and the body. And also the psychology and the physiology, which for newer traders, there's a bias towards mastering the craft. I think early on, you've really got to focus on getting the basic skills and the competencies in place. As you go further down the road of trading, I think then the bias becomes more, once you've got a good level of competency in the craft, the role of the mind and the body play an increasingly important piece, to the point where probably for the very best traders, it's probably the largest piece of the puzzle is probably what's going on in the mind and the body, and how that enables you then to kind of maximize the craft as such. So I mean, I think there's a lot of pieces. If we go on the mindset side, I think there's a development of a mental framework. So a mindset, how you think about yourself as a trader, how you think about the markets, how you think about risk, uncertainty, and winning and losing. So there's the development ongoing of that. Inside that are probably some mental skills, like we've talked about. So mindfulness, I would say that's a mental skill. So the ability to have this present moment awareness, which I think is really important for a number of reasons. One of which is the ability to be able to notice and observe what's happening within you as it's happening, so we can have a chance to regulate it. Being able to work with thoughts that show up. So sometimes if we're in trading, we get hooked by thoughts that might be unhelpful, needing a trade to win, an anxiety or a doubt about getting into the market. So being able to work with thoughts that show up. Likewise, I think, managing emotions is a mental skill that needs to be developed. I think a lot of traders, their psychological challenges are because uncomfortable thoughts or emotions or sensations show up, and that's perfectly normal, but they read it as being not normal or as being negative or unhelpful, and they create aversions to those. So they kind of try to avoid them. And when we try to avoid the discomfort, we unfortunately often engage in trading behavior, which reduces our profitability. So, if we try to avoid a loss in the short term, that can feel quite good, but we might end up with bigger losses over time. If we don't take trades, then we might avoid losing on that trade, but we miss out on the profits of that trade, and so on. So, I think on the body side, I think how we manage the stress response is really important. So the physiological level, and how we look after ourselves in terms of just basic energy needs. So, reducing the impact of fatigue. So sleeping well, eating well, moving, getting recovery, and all these factors. I think it's a big puzzle. Is my short answer. It's a big jigsaw puzzle, and there's lots of pieces in it.